So welcome to the video of the day. This video is about becoming a warrior. So I was journaling yesterday and I did write a poem that I want to read. So it's like an extract. So it goes like this. That is the deciding point of every man's life, when he faces defeat and falls to his knees in hopelessness and despair. Upon losing all hope, he gains ultimate freedom. This is when he can choose to stay down in misery and failure, or get back up to stand taller than he stood before. And that is what makes a warrior, not the defeat with which he is faced, but the victory with which he chooses to be involved. The greater the setback, the greater the comeback. So one thing I've allowed myself to understand and truly realize is that every single hardship brings with it the equal amount of beauty. You see, with everything and every price that you pay, you get something in return. I believe that every energy has its opposite. You see, every man is faced with obstacles sooner or later. He's faced with a path that has resistance, that has tough things. And what makes this man a warrior is what he chooses to do with the cards with which he's dealt. So being a warrior is not about what happens to you. It's about what you do with what happens to you. It's a little bit like stoicism, where you focus on what you can control and you leave everything that you can't control and you accept it. In the exact same way, a warrior looks at all the obstacles in his path and he uses them to his advantage. And that is exactly what you have to do. You can't complain about the things that are in your path. You can't complain about anything about your life, because realize that you are in control. You can make the best of it, and that is in your path. You can start to do the daily habits that are going to push you to the next level. You can start taking the right steps towards your goal. You can start journaling, reading, exercising, getting sun exposure, taking care of your health, sleeping enough, focusing on your mindset, discovering yourself, and among many other things that makes you a warrior in today's day and age. You have the power and the ability to focus on these things. And that is exactly what is going to make you win. It's not what you were given, but what you do with what you were given. You see, in the past, every single time I was faced with confusion and failure and hardship and heartbreak, what I would do is I would take it so personally, I would kind of think of it like I was in this misfortune, that everything was going wrong, that I was unlucky. But over the last year, I started to reframe the bad things that happened to me. Instead of seeing them as bad things, I now see them as character development, as room for growth. And that is exactly what differentiates you from everyone else. You see, everyone else has hardship and they see it as a bad thing. It is the few people who can take everything bad that's happening to them and use it and just make it the best thing that ever happened to them, So no matter what happens, you always have this understanding and idea that you can make the best of it, and that is what makes you powerful. So it is a huge blunder for a man to mistake temporary defeat with permanent failure. How many defeats and hardships can you take without being discouraged, without losing your excitement and your enthusiasm? I believe that is the turning point. That is what's going to make you into a good man, a warrior, a strong person. And at the end of the day, that is the only thing that matters. So to become a warrior, focus on yourself until everything begins to focus on you. Any hardship that you face, reframe it and see it as something good, as something that can get you to the next level, and use everything to your advantage. Even if sometimes things seem to be overwhelming and out of hand and just tough, realize that God gave you this dream because He knows you can fulfill it. God gave you these tough things because He knows you have the strength to overcome them. And it is in this knowing that you shall succeed. So I'm down to make videos like these every single day. If you like these videos, subscribe, join the Discord as well, and I'll see you in the next video. You got this, bro.